Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hey! It has been eons since I've gone live, and so I am thrilled to be here with you. I think it's been months. It's been many a moon, you could say. And I'm just testing out my how things are working because it's different now with StreamYard than it was 6 months ago. So how does it get any better? And it feeds right into what I'd like to speak about. I picked up this amazing book today because I'm inspired to every time I play with concierging and the Profit Club, and I hop on the Telegram chat that we have for the Profit Club. And if you don't know what the Profit Club is, go to SimoneMilasas.com/the Profit Club, and you can read all about it. It's a membership with Simone Milasas, and we get together, I think it's twice every month for Zooms, and they are generally regarding all the stuff that's up in our world, like everywhere we keep going to our heads for different things, everywhere we keep being something other than who we truly be, like hopping into an old story, into an old, I'd hate to say fairy tale, it's more like a nightmare in a way. Some of the personalities or the habitual costumes that we've been wearing, the stories that we've been telling again and again and again and again ad infinitum, rather than being ourselves. And so I lost the page that I was looking at, but it mentioned choosing. And so inspired by this, by Simone Milasas, by the way, Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, I wanted to just speak to you for like 5 minutes about flexing your choosing muscles. Most of us say, well, I don't know how to choose, or we go into our heads, or we do what I used to do. Many times I would, take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle and have my pros and have my cons. And, well, should I do this or should I do that? Oh, I've got to weigh all of these and then judge and then figure out and then really make myself nuts, just freaking nuts, by trying to get everything right. Ever been there and done that? Ever stopped yourself or frozen yourself or just numbed yourself, diminished yourself, whatever it is that we do when we're on pause, rather than just starting, rather than just taking a step, rather than just making a choice. Really cool thing about choice that I've learned, from Gary Douglas and the Access Consciousness Tools, on another book that I don't have here with me, but it's phenomenal, called The 10 Keys to Total Freedom. Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here play with, quote unquote, the 10 commandments of Access Consciousness. Yes, it's a joke, right? It's not meant to be anything serious, but they're basically 10 guides, 10 keys that allow you to look at life a little bit differently. And one of them is to choose your life in 10-second increments. Why? Because you're not stuck in anything when it's 10-second increments. When it's 10-second increments, you make a choice. You're excited about it. You like it. It's like, taking a coin, flipping it, heads or tails. If you go, ooh, that was tails, great. And you pick up that kind of the angst, that tightness, that in your tummy when you think of something and you flipped a coin on it and it's not what you'd really like. That's a clue. That's a huge clue. That's a clue that you've got something vested there. Now, it could be that what you've got vested there is a point of view that's something that's kind of carried over from the stories that you've been telling yourself. Many times, it's just that you have a knowing. Oh, one of the hugest gifts that I've received from Access Consciousness is to trust that I know what I know. And the truth for me, if I'm actually trusting myself, the truth will always make me feel lighter. And a lie, not so much. It makes me feel heavier, more contracted, more icky, blicky, blah, that kind of feeling. So your body, basically, your amazing buddy, is here to guide you. It's giving you information. So when you sense that, oh, okay, information here for me. It is literally information that I'm aware of because my body is reaching out there like cat's whiskers and giving me information about everything around me, my interaction, my awareness, my perspective on everything that's going around me. One of the things that Dr. Dane always says is your point of view creates your reality. So sometimes our perspective on things, our experience of reality is a hell of a subjective experience. So we have a point of view, and that's what we project out there. Projections and expectations. Telecall is coming up with Simone in September. Just putting it out there. If you peek and if you go into the Profit Club, you'll see stuff about that too. But we tend to put out there what it is that we're experiencing. We tend to look out there and see something in a particular way. And so we think we're choosing, but we're not necessarily. We're following an old story, an old paradigm, a sort of an act. But we don't have to be that. We can make a choice. Does this make me feel lighter? Do I have this sense of, oh, when I flip my proverbial coin, you could say, or when I think of something that I'd like, or when I'm allowing myself to choose for just 10 seconds. No right, no wrong, just a choice. So if I choose something and it's only good for 10 seconds, or when I flip a coin and, it's as quick as that, heads or tails, there you go. If I'm like, choose more of that, choose more of the lightness, choose more of what creates a spaciousness in your life. And sometimes when something is habitual, in my case, exercise, I know that when I'm 80, 90 years old, my body will be very grateful for any choice that I make now for more physical movement, more joy in my body, etc. It may take me out of being quote unquote comfortable right now, but it expands my future. So when I tap into that expanding, that's a choice that's going to create greater for me. And I don't have to be married to that choice just for 10 seconds, just for a couple of minutes, just for 10 minutes. If I like something, I can choose it again and again and again. I'm not obligated to choose one specific thing. I can be open and I can wonder and I can choose again and choose again and choose again. And how does it get any better than that? So if we allowed ourselves the gift of choosing, actually choosing, and not worrying about, oh my God, am I making the right choice? No, there's no right, there's no wrong. It's just a choice. And when we practice, could be a small thing. What would you like to drink? I had coffee here earlier, then I had juice, then I had Coke. And, as long as I'm choosing happy, how does it get even better than that? I've got my water here too. I choose that whenever I feel like it. I peek at what would my body like to eat, choosing what's going to create lightness. We always have a choice. And even when we make ourselves choiceless, that's a choice too. So what if we begin to practice our choosing muscles and begin to play with just the wide variety of choosing that's available to us? And what would that create in our lives? So that's my invitation to you, to just keep playing, keep choosing, and not get yourself stuck in any way, shape, or form. So thanks. And this is my practice run to see how StreamYard's working with all my stuff now. And how does it get any better? Thank you. Bye.